Hi, I'm Haley. I am a creative writing major with minors in anthropology and women's studies. This will be the last class I take to complete my women's studies minor, and after a summer of college algebra, I will be graduating, which I am very excited about. Having been in a few other women's studies classes before, I've often heard the term third wave feminism bandied about. The way I've described it to people before, such as my parents, when they asked me what this course title meant, is that third-wave feminists are the feminists who were born after the sexual revolution and the major feminist movements of the 60s and 70s. As Baumgartner and Richards put it on page 17 of the Manifesta, we never knew a time before girls can do anything boys can. I personally was born in 1992 and have been was shouting "Girls Rule" on the playground while pouting like Baby Spice before I knew how to subtract. I think that paradigm is really useful in understanding the psychology of third-wave feminists, and it's also helpful in determining if a text is third-wave or otherwise. I think another important hallmark of third-wave American feminism is the tendency towards approaches that examine people on the margins or considered other. This is accomplished through multicultural, global, post-colonial theories, as well as feminism that focuses on or studies different cultures, abilities, ages, etc. The third wave feminism's text references Kristeva's 1979 essay Women's Time, which stresses the parallel layout of the waves of feminism, arguing that there's been a focus of struggle in personal and sexual identity itself, a concentration on the multiplicity of every person's possible, but the result has been a proliferation of identities rather than a deconstruction of identity itself. Identities that are informed by class and class consciousness, racial diversity, and reformed ideas about what race is, and multiplicities of sexual orientation and gender identity are all of the examples Jane Spencer provides for the identity politics that seem to shape the third wave. That being said, after doing the readings, I was slightly concerned about the face of third wave feminism. In reading Manifesta, the issues they describe with racism are still very much framed by whiteness. On page 47, they describe problems with racism as manifest by white women befriending black women to get over their white guilt. While I know that there are far deeper problems of racism that extend past a lens of white women, but feminism in general has a history of ignoring or failing to respond to problems of women of color. And I'm not entirely convinced that third-wave feminism is addressing the correct things. It seems to me that the theory gets too bogged down by personal choices, like on page 36 of Manifesta. Rather than an activist holding up a picket sign or joining now, today, a typical young feminist might resemble Bridget Jones, concerned about her weight and her desire to find a husband. While that's a perfect way to live your life, I'm not sure if that entirely connotates feminism. To me, a feminist is somebody who's actively deconstructing structures that oppress, repress, or discriminate against women. My suspicion is that third-wave feminism is far deeper than the dinner party Jennifer Baumgartner and Amy Richards describe in the jackets that Toby Vale declares the movement to need. At least in the introductory texts, there seems to be a stress on style, not substance. The late 20th and early 21st century are marked by a self-aware, often ironic productions of identity. As Alison Patemeyer points out, we live in a late capitalist backlash culture in which political activism on the behalf of women's rights is shaped by and responds to a world of global capitalism and information technology, post-colonialism, and environmental degradation. The world has changed so much since the year 2000, when Manifesta was published, and I wonder, in the Twitter age, how third-wave feminism will morph. And before I leave you, I just want to show off, because I'm a very big nerd, and I was able to meet the authors of our textbooks at the 2011 National Women's Studies Association Conference, so both of my textbooks are signed by the author. That makes me really happy. I'm sorry, I'm a dork. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to this class and to discussing more things with you all. I hope you didn't mind seeing my face, despite the fact that it's an online class. And I'll see you next week.